1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
To non-football fans, it might sound a bit silly, but when you're invested in your team and have been for years, it is an incredible moment, and you can't help yourself. And so that's really a great time, I think, to something like that, to experience what we all aim for in life, a great experience like that, which pumps the adrenaline. So, okay, moving on to another one then. We said happiness, sadness, disgust, fear, surprise, and anger. And he added another one, contempt. That's an interesting one as to how we might facially show that. But tell me, what sort of thing, Cuz, makes you sad? So gives you a sad emotion. What does that to you?
When I see children, and I know it sounds a bit cliche, but I don't like watching it on television. You know, people suffering, especially children. When I see children suffering, I don't want to watch it, because so that makes me emotional. Or when I see, or when I mistakenly stumble onto a video where, you know, somebody's been, I don't watch it very often because I quickly just switch it, where somebody's been maltreated, probably been hit or something. I just quickly switch over because I just cannot. I can't bear it. So those sort of things make me emotional. When I see somebody suffering, like somebody's on a sick bed, and or you've been told they're not going to survive, it just it makes me emotional. So things like that makes me emotional.
What makes you laugh? The emotion of laughter, of humor, of amusement. What really makes you laugh?
I laugh at almost everything. Laugh at almost everything. Sometimes I laugh at things I shouldn't laugh at. Somebody takes a tumble because they've slipped on a piece of whatever, or I laugh, and I know I'm not supposed to laugh. But mostly I love stand-up comedy. Some of them seem to, especially the ones that would take something like an everyday event, like a mistake that you would make, I went upstairs, I forgot what I was looking for. And I just think, yeah, I do that. So things like that make me laugh. So comedy makes me laugh.
As we say, we can think about so many different things. Life is full of emotions, and we can actually perhaps we can empower ourselves by recognizing our emotions, and how, maybe if for example, if we get anxious, if we get a bit stressful, we may say, right, I'm going to slow my breathing. I'm going to have a 10-minute sit down and breathe slowly and calmly. And that can have a very positive effect on us if we get sort of anxiety. So, something I've always thought is a wonderful way of getting feel good within you is dancing. Now, I don't know whether you like dancing. It's something I've always loved. You may not know that about me at all, but again, you see another thing you sometimes see online is either a woman, a girl, or a guy, and they're out in the street, and their colleague or whoever is filming them from a little.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang. With fun.
Colleague or whoever is filming them from a little bit of a distance with a music box. And this girl, for example, she'd go around, and she's a great dancer. She's dancing with sometimes holding a little card which says "Dance with me," but she goes around. People are sitting outside having a coffee or walking, and she's saying, and she's doing a great dance. And initially, people look a bit, "Ooh, I don't want to do that," but then you see they want to, and I'd say probably 50%, or perhaps a bit more, do join her. Guys and girls. And as a guy who does the same thing, and people join in. And I've always thought within all of us, or within most of us, there is a dancer. There's someone who likes to dance. And the other thing about it, if you do like dancing, say, is if you have exercise things you do at home, it's good to go on to YouTube and look at Just Dance, because you can copy what they're doing. It's brilliant exercise, sort of cardiovascular. It keeps your muscles fit. Just 10, 15 minutes of dancing like no one's watching. And, sometimes there is someone watching, and, it can cause laughter. But I've always enjoyed watching people dancing. Good dancing. It's just something about it, because it's so expressive. It gets things out of your system. And very often at a party or a dance or wedding reception or whatever, you see some great dancing, and I think women are much more able to go onto the dance floor and dance in a group or with a partner. But most men also want to dance, and I've always had a bit of an ambition. At some stage I'm going to arrange a great big party somewhere with a big hall and get a good live band, and we'll have a brilliant time sort of dancing and letting it all out, giving it large, as they say. Dancing is a great thing, and something I commend to anybody. If you want to do some exercise, keep fit, or just to get things out of your system, dancing is a great thing. The other thing, before we run out of time, I said, do you know what? Well, we do know, don't we? What is an emo? How would you define an emo?
Yeah, I was going to say that, because emos these days, when you type in emo and this emoji comes out and there's a black love heart next to it, which denotes something negative for me. But emotion is supposed to be wide, a variety of different things.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
No, I was
only going to say.
What was the question again?
Go.
Yeah, what was the question?
What is an emo? Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
But it's interesting to find it. But it started out apparently in Washington D.C., the punk movement there, and it was a rock music genre then, and a sort of a youth subculture, and it sort of graduated into the 90s as indie punk, which then evolved, I think, into the 2000s as a mainstream phenomenon of indie punk, with its own sort of distinct language almost, and fashion. I mean, the fashion was hair dyeing black and tight trousers, heavy eyeliner. But yeah, we can perhaps talk more about emos next time. But there we are, that's emotions. That's emotions.
Yeah, so this is all we've got time for. You've been watching and listening to the Alien Spaceship with myself, Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cuz.
And me, Trevor Gear, and he calls me Bruv.
Join us again next week. It's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me too.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.